jets. That's normally the problem, is jets. This is a air mixture screw. These are the screws for the bowl, because more than likely you're going to end up stripping them out. So another gasket, springs, hold down for the float in the bowl, O-ring for the big needle jet, and a needle, yep, and the plunger, and the inlet valve. The needle jet, right here, this is your big one. Some people call it main jet too. Some people call it a main jet. And then here's our new idle jet and our new other jet. So we're simply going to replace these two with these two, so we don't have to clean these out. This one right here, you want to spray through it and clean it out real good. And it looks like it's pretty clean already. So let me get a white cap here. So yeah, it's pretty nice. So we spray some carburetor cleaner through it and be done with that. But what you got to do on this one, you need to take focus. So right there, right at the end is a washer. You got to get that old nasty washer out. And you see how smashed it is. Is that going to focus for us? And about there. Anyway, it's all smashed in, but we have a new one right here, and that's what we're going to put on. So give me a second. I'm going to take this one off and put that one on. All right, and there we go. Got our new seal on there, new O-ring on there. So let's see now, focusing. There we go. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull our floats out and change that in. All right, so we're going to screw this one. I already cheated. It was in there pretty good. We'll get that out of the way. And then we're going to gently lift this floats up. There we go. And that actually looks really good. And I've got a new one, so I'm going to change it anyway. All right. Now what we're going to do, while we have everything in the float bowl kind of taken apart here, what we're going to do is spray our carburetor cleaner in every passage. Every little passage that we can, we're going to blow everything out, and we're going to take some air and blow it out as well. Okay? So that's what we'll do. Now if you don't have an air compressor, you got a new one, is I'm going to take this out as well. I'm sure this probably has a really cool name, but it's your inlet chamber where your inlet seat fits on the bottom of the float. So as your floats go up and down, the seat goes back and down. It's not a valve, actually. Just take that screw out and let's see if we can get this to come out. All right, let's try it with these right here. See if this will do it. Look at that, came right out. And wow, you can look, if you can see down in there, I don't really see that there's a screen in there, but it's out, and I'm gonna basically, you see this clip right here. Just gonna grab some needle nose pliers, and you're just gonna twist and pull up. Now you gotta be careful, there's gonna be a spring, so I'm trying to do this one hand. There we go. Woo! Did I get it? There it is. There we go. See it? So that's it. So you just kind of twist and pull on the way up, and then you set that aside because you're going to use that again. And now the needle will just come right out. See, it pushed it from the bottom, pushed it from the bottom. See it? And it come right out. I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to take that apart, put the new needle in. I'm going to try this. So you take this little washer. It's just sitting on top of your needle. See it? And then you've got this little locking piece, and it looks like, well, there's one in the bag right there. So you see it maybe this way. So I've already got it started to come out. I'm trying to do this, and I just took a thin blade screwdriver that you see right here, and I just worked it out like that. Okay, be careful, all these little parts, you don't want to lose anything. Okay, there we go, new needle all done. Put the seat in, and there we go. And then we put a new lock on it, and we put the washer right back on it. So there we go, and then the old one is right over there. They actually look about the same. I didn't really notice anything, but you'll notice in here, it goes in a certain way. So make sure that you have it in that way. There we go. Slides right in. That's it. That's it. Sorry, I'll keep the camera on there. If you put the spring of that, when you put this diaphragm cover back on, make sure this little nipple right here, or tit right there, and the one over here on this other side, make sure that they line up and you put it on correctly. If not, this thing is not going to seat right. So it goes like this. Make sure that you get, there we go. Screws in. Go. You'll feel it kind of click into position, and you'll feel those little tabs line up, and then you set your screws. So, all right, now we're going to start putting it back together. Flip the carburetor over in the vise, and we're going to drop this piece in. This one, unlike the one that came out of it, it's got a little screen on the bottom, if you can see that. That's pretty cool. All right, so it's going to drop in here, and then we're going to replace it because we got a new screw in the kit. And this little screw, see it right here? Where's that? There, good. Right there, in my hand, right there. So let me see if I can get it to drop in there with one hand. Maybe not. All right, so we got it. Took two hands. Sorry, I had to put it down. Basically, put a little screw in there, and this is the inlet seat where your inlet valve goes. It's not really a valve. Get it spun around. Stop it. Stop shaking. There we go. So that one's in. We're going to set our floats in now. And we're going to guide that in first. That hole back. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Now you can see this little, it's almost like a little axle for the floats right there. And it goes there. And then the kit gave us another new little screw. If I can get this to sit down in there. There we go. I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Okay, got her started. Put that down. There we go. Make sure that the float is seated. You see right here? Make sure that's seated. And now we're going to tighten this down. Now I didn't play with any float adjustments. That wasn't the issue with this particular situation. This one, it wouldn't idle. And looking at the idle jet that we took out, it was clogged so bad. That was probably the problem. So there we go. Make sure that all works. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. All right. All right. Now next what we're going to do, start dropping our jets in. Remember this one from earlier. This is the needle jet, and it goes over the needle. On this one, we also put the new O-ring on it. See it there? There we go. Brand new O-ring. That should seal pretty good. We'll get that one started, and then this one right here is the idle jet, brand spanking new. Beautiful. You can see right through it. Okay, there we go. All right, and that goes down in there, right there. Get that started. And then the last one, the last jet was called the other jet. Needle jet, idle jet, other jet. Come on. There we go. Just tighten these down. Getting there pretty snug. Get that new washer, new rubber O-ring to seal really good. See, it's got it smashed down there pretty good. There we go. And just a little bit more. Felt like that was pretty loose. There we go. And then we'll go over here to the idle jet. And we're gonna get her back down in there. screwdriver cooperate. There we go. Nice little snug. And then finally the other jet. Come on, screwdriver. There we go. Give me a little. There we go. All right, we're good to go. Next, what we'll do, we're going to put the float bowl on. Make sure everything looks good in here before I close this up. Everything's looking good. My seat is seating. There we go. And I'm actually going to use the same gasket on this one. Looks fine. I'm going to use the same gasket on this one. Put it back on. And then the new screws provided in the kit. The reason I'm bypassing that gasket, by the way, is if you've ever done them with the have the odd. All right, carburetor's all back together now. The new screws in, they're all torqued down pretty good. And what I'm gonna do, because I've gone this far, and I don't normally do this usually, but one of the things I want to do is I want to be able to adjust the air fuel mixture or the richness of it. And to do that, we need to get access to our idle mixture screw or air fuel mixture screw. And that is actually right there. So I'm gonna have to pop that out. So what I'm gonna do real quick is okay, now I'm gonna go another bit and step it up. And there it is. And you are out. So there's your little part right there, your little plug. And now it's gonna give you access to your screw. Let me clean that out for you. On the side so you can kind of see what's going on here. So I'm going to spray this out. And if you see in there, you can see your little screw now. See it? See the head of it there? Little flat tip screw? That's it. So we're going to go ahead and change that valve. All right, there's your mixture screw. So one of the things you want to do is you want to take it all the way in and tighten it up, and you want to count the turns. So you're going to take it clockwise and you're going to count how many turns it went. On this one right here, it went 2.5 and maybe a tiny bit more. The reason that this is important is as I take this one out and put the new one in, I'm going to take the new one, I'm going to seat it all the way in, and I'm going to back it out exactly 2.5 and a little bit more of turns. And that way it'll be set just like it was. All right, that's what we're going to do. So the new one is in and it's all the way tight. So now what I'm going to do is back it out. Half. 1.5, 2, 2.5, and a little bit more, right about there. Rebuilt carburetor. We'll take a look at it, especially up in that diaphragm. Make sure it's all looking good. Didn't miss anything.